Hi, thank you so much for joining me at Demi-Steph. My name is Stephanie, and today we're going to be talking about how a wine growing region can have such a giant influence on the style and flavor of the wine. As an example, Pinot Noir grown in Burgundy tastes different than Pinot Noir grown in California, tastes different than Pinot Noir grown in Oregon. So the example that I've chosen today, out of many examples that I could choose from, is the Spanish white grape Albarino. Albarino is grown on the Iberian Peninsula on the coast of Spain in a region called Rías Baixas. Specifically in the subregion of Galicia is where a lot of Albarino is made. And so the trademark characteristics of this Albarino would be some stone fruit, some honeydew melon, some lemon or lime zest, and that lemon or lime zest is alluding to the insane amounts of acidity that are very characteristic of Spanish Albarino. Another characteristics of Spanish Albarino is the salinity of this wine. It has a briny, salty characteristic. It's very refreshing, but it is a great characteristic that pairs great with things like scallops, crudo, ceviche. You could pair this with some sushi. It's meant for light, bright seafood. And so those are the characteristics of a traditional Albarino. That would be the benchmark of Albarino. And so the wine that I found is actually not from a coastal region. It is actually from a landlocked state in the United States. And it is from Idaho, from the Snake River Valley. This wine is from Viscaya Winery. It is 2018 Albarino. It is 13.3% alcohol. And let's check and see if Albarino from this wine region across the world from Spain is anything like the Spanish Albarino, if it is the same, similar, or completely different. So the color is similar. It's got that nice pale straw color, reflects the light very nicely. It has similar fruit as what you would find in Spanish Albarino. However, the character of the fruit is very different. Spanish Albarino has fruit characteristics that taste just barely ripe or underripe. Because of that high acidity, it can attribute a taste that tastes a little bit underripe. This fruit, while it is stone fruit, honeydew melon, things like that, it smells like canned peaches, like in the syrup. It smells like dried apricots. The honeydew melon smells overripe. There's also hint of honeysuckle, which is again another characteristic of Albarino, but I'm not getting any of the lemon or lime zest, and I'm not getting any of that minerality that would remind me of salinity. So let's taste this wine, see what's going on. So the nose and the palate of this wine are in harmony with each other. Not really similar to Spanish Albarino. It has the same fruit characteristics that I was talking about on the nose. There's also like a honeyed quality to it that is very different than Spanish Albarino. I'm getting very little acidity, no salinity, and that honeyed characteristic kind of coats everything else that I'm tasting in the glass. So in conclusion, I would not pair this Albarino with the same types of foods that I would pair Spanish Albarino with. I would pair this wine with possibly some aged cheese with some honeycomb, maybe something with like mixed nuts, possibly like a creme brulee. This, even though this isn't a sweet wine, it has so many characteristics that we associate with sweetness that it could be paired with some dessert type foods. So this is a great example of how different wine regions can result in very different styles of wine. Let me know in the comments if you've ever encountered something like this where you've tasted something from an atypical region and it's turned out to be something completely different. Again, this is all subjective. A lot of what happens on our taste buds is a subjective experience, so it just depends on what you like. This would be a great wine for somebody who likes white wine but isn't a fan of a ton of acidity. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned as much as I did, and I hope your day is blessed. Cheers.